Sup guys, Infinite Space News here. We got some pretty good stuff, or I should say fairly decent compared to how the news normally is, so I'm just gonna get right into this. Alright, first story we have today is about the melting glaciers, which I know isn't exactly space related, but the data collected from the story I'm about to tell you came from satellites, therefore it is space related. And even if it wasn't, I'd probably still talk about it, because I don't only talk about space related things, as you guys might know. But yeah, so the melting glaciers are making glacier lakes, if you guys did not know this, and that number of glacier lakes is indeed rising. So the estimated amount based on the satellite data is that the amount of glacier lakes, or rather water in the glacier lakes, has increased by 50% in the past 30 years. So you can imagine that is a butt ton of ice that is being melted due to global warming in just 30 years. So really, this just shows you how big of a problem it is. And if you haven't noticed, it is really hot, and that is why global warming, I believe in Death Valley, it's 130 degrees right now. So really, global warming just becoming a very big problem, which I might actually make a video on renewable energy. Tell me if you want me to talk about that, because that is one way of helping solve the problem. Yeah. Very, very important and interesting story. Next up, though, is my boy Elon Musk. He is getting cocky, I must say. And recently, you guys might know, actually yesterday, he launched 3 rockets at the same time, which I already thought was pretty cocky. But then, based on how well the Starship test went, he has decided that possibly even this week he will start making the quote-unquote super heavy booster for the Starship already. So this is a massive thing. Elon himself says this is possibly the quote-unquote gateway to the galaxy or solar system, or something along those lines. But honestly, I'm really excited to see what he has in store. They're just starting to build it, so it's not going to be tested for a while, probably, unless of course he does some crazy tests like a few weeks after he makes it. Don't know. He has said though that it's likely it won't work, or it might not work, because it's one of the most revolutionary things. Because if you guys must remember, this is an entirely reusable rocket. So before, rockets were just partially reusable. This one is entirely reusable, and it is also one of the biggest rockets ever. So you can imagine it might fail. But that is all the more reason why I think it's just slightly crazy. But yeah, good on you, Elon. I still love the craziness, and I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. Alright, next up is a little bit of a celebration, if you could say, is the Chang'e 4, which is a rover slash orbiter or probe. I'm not sure what you call it. There's definitely a rover in there, among other things. But this is part of the Chinese system, space exploration system, yes, that was sent to the moon last year in January, and so it has survived 600 days on the moon, which is quite a feat, I must say. And I'm just mentioning this just to show how China really is stepping up, or has stepped up their space game, and that they are indeed a big contender for the space race and taking over the moon possibly, because their equipment does indeed last a long time. So tell me in the comments below if this fact is making you side with China or not. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm still biased toward Elon Musk, obviously, and NASA, because I'm a capitalist swine. But if you think China is winning, which I certainly think they're a big contender, but I don't think they're winning because they haven't been in the space exploration game, quote unquote, game long enough, or as long, so they might not have as much experience. But tell me in the comments below what you think about that. And last story, not space related at all, I just thought it was sort of interesting. It's about robots, specifically an AI type robot. So recently, as you guys may know, robots and AI have been taking over more jobs considering the current pandemic we are in, and this has led to an interesting robot being made, which is one that takes vital signs without even touching you. So contact-free, there you go, vital signs, or calculating would be the right word. I guess observing and processing your vital signs without even touching you. So this is a very interesting thing, in my opinion. Interesting thing the researchers are using, but also quite daunting to think about, considering after this pandemic, we might have a whole new world on our hands. We might have nurses, or cashiers, or janitors, or pretty much any quote-unquote low-level job that doesn't require that much experience. They might all get taken over by AI. So I am honestly, this is one of the things I am most frightened about in the future, is AI taking over, because we can see it now for sure. It's accelerating to a high rate. So I'm gonna try to put in stories like this every once in a while, just to put it out there so that you guys aren't surprised when AI inevitably does take over, because it probably will. But yeah, tell me in the comments below what you think about this, and if you agree with it or not. Should AI be taking over people's jobs or not? In my opinion, even though they are probably more effective with so many people who need money and aren't in like the economic situation to go to school, to have a career like that. So, and also teenagers and stuff might need to get jobs to support their families, and they don't have all this experience to go out and get a really well-paying job, you know, so they'd have to go for these more low-level jobs. So tell me in the comments what you think about this. Make sure you like, subscribe, do what you need to do. Stay notified with all this space news coming out. And yeah, I'm gonna see you next time. So bye for now.